Welcome to Sneed and William's Science Show. You're looking to science and technology on Wayne Hills TV. I'm William Logian.
And I'm Mason Sneed.
On October 13th, SpaceX caught a returning rocket from midair. Mason, so far you're our space expert on this show. How do you feel about this?
This is honestly a really exciting moment in space exploration history. I'm really
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to cut you off. I'm getting a message from our producers. Oh, okay. You're going to have to tell me more about this after this commercial break.
SpaceX has achieved a major milestone with the successful landing of their recent Starship during its fifth flight test on October 2024. This accomplishment marks a critical advancement in SpaceX's journey towards making space travel more not only cost-effective, but also reliable and reusable. Reusable starships, which are designed to carry humans and cargo to destinations like the Moon and Mars, consist of two parts: the Starship spacecraft and the super heavy booster that's attached to it, the latter being responsible for propelling the spacecraft into orbit. What made this flight particularly notable was the innovative techniques used to recover the booster. Instead of relying on traditional landing methods, SpaceX employed massive robotic arms, nicknamed Maxilla, which were attached to a launch tower and their starbase facility in Texas. They also had a aircraft called essentially chopsticks, which were used to catch the super heavy booster midair before it crashed to the ground. This not only is an amazing achievement, but it also adds to SpaceX's portfolio of reusable rocket technology that enables for faster turnaround times between launches. The concept of catching the booster rather than landing it conventionally reduces the wear and tear on the rocket itself, making refurbishment simpler and quicker. This could dramatically cut costs, as the rapid reusability of the spacecraft is seen as the key to sustainable space exploration. Elon Musk, who is the CEO of SpaceX, has emphasized that this ability to rapidly reduce rockets is essential to the company's goals, particularly for the mission to Mars. The technology behind the boosters, the booster catch, what catches the booster, is similar to what is planned for future Mars missions, where refueling and reusable spacecrafts will be very important. This achievement is amazing for SpaceX goals of developing fully reusable rockets, and SpaceX has already been successful with its Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy boosters, which have landed multiple times, but Starship represents as a more ambitious scale of reusability. The Starship system, standing at 400 feet tall, is designed for deep space missions and is currently part of NASA's Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the Moon. The success of the Super Heavy booster landing is also a significant step forward towards SpaceX's plan to create a space transportation system capable of regularly carrying humans and large cargo payloads to Mars. The booster's recovery also demonstrates significant advancements in rocket engineering, showcasing the progress made in handling massive vehicles safely and efficiently. Overall, SpaceX's successful booster catch on this fifth test flight represents not just a technological triumph, but also a major leap forward in the dream of making human life multi-planetary. Anyways, moving on from all of that, I'll be sending it off to William, who is going to be talking about a new AI company that may be taking the stock market by storm.
The economy, at least on paper, is looking good right now. The S&P 500 has steadily been going up after the COVID recession and recently hit an all-time high. This is in part because the Federal Reserve lowered interest rates in September. The lowered rates made borrowing money less punishing, which led companies to increased profits. Several banks beat estimates in their Q3 earnings reports last week, which suggests that the economy may be strengthening. Inflation has also actually begun decreasing this past quarter. We mustn't forget, though, that we are on a science show. A significant reason for this recent economic growth is everyone's favorite industry, AI. The Nvidia boom stirred up Wall Street bets to levels of excitement they haven't seen since GameStop. OpenAI has a $157 billion valuation, and every big tech company has significantly increased funding for their AI departments since 2021. Projections show AI pushing into the hundreds of billions over the next few years. In fact, the top 6 companies by weight in the S&P are tech companies, all of which have significant AI departments. Google, Microsoft, and Amazon are leading in innovation right now. They're developing larger and more efficient models for language processing, which are actually showing some ability towards logical reasoning, which is a topic I hope to discuss in a later episode. Machine learning is pushing hedge funds into the tech sector as well. An estimated 92% of trades are made by algorithms. All of this creates increased demands for GPUs, which NVIDIA took advantage of immediately and cemented itself as the dominant player in the AI hardware industry. So enter a new player, Cerebras Systems, a hardware startup out of Sunnyvale, California, that has a new approach to chip development. Noticing this uptick in AI, they decided to focus on AI alone. The researchers at Cerebras developed this wafer scale engine, a specialty chip designed for AI training in mind. They claim that their chip outperforms NVIDIA in this niche and hope to uproot their dominance in the field. The startup has raised $715 million in funding from the likes of Sequoia, Benchmark Capital, Eclipse Ventures, and other venture capital firms. The startup plans to IPO in early 2025, but the big banks have doubts about Cerebras living up to the hype. Most of their chips go to a single customer in the Middle East, and their industry is so niche that if AI companies don't start adapting their chips soon, they may begin losing their $4 billion valuation. It will be interesting to see how this IPO plays out. If they succeed, we may see some fierce competition in the GPU sphere, which should be better for the consumer. I'm with the big banks on this one, though. I think VC firms like AI a bit too much, and they pour money into anything, hoping that it may be the next Apple. Even OpenAI, with its insane amount of funding, still hasn't brought in any profit. Hardware, on the other hand, does seem to be the more lucrative part of the industry, so maybe a chip developer can bring these angel investors some returns. I'm hopeful this upward trend in the economy will continue, and that the innovators actually end up innovating, and not solely trying to maximize funding. Let's go back to Mason to end this episode off.
Let's do it again.
Dude, your rocket stuff is really cool, dude.
Your AI stuff is pretty cool, dude.
Thanks, dude. That's gonna do it for this episode. Tune in next week on Wayne Hills TV for the best science show in the universe.
Do you think we can get Bill and I on the show?
I'll see what I can do.
And like explosion happens.
Hell yeah. So actually, I'm actually gonna edit an explosion on it now. You might be able to. I don't know if you want to come in on Friday. I'm fine. Might still be here. Oh. Might be here.